Reed's outside and through to their third grand final in 4 seasons. Reed swoops on the crown with massive basket.
3. You are kidding me.
And the fire burned brightest. Townsville are WNBL champions for the 4th time.
A double header as the Bendigo Spirit and Adelaide Lightning head to Geelong to take on each other at Geelong Arena. Julia Montesano and Laurie Chiswick with you here to take you through the game. And Laurie, both teams out there ready to go. 2 very evenly balanced teams.
Well, they are. They're evenly balanced in size, depth, athleticism, and even across the stat sheets, they're very similar. Shooting, field goal percentage is the same, 3-point percentage is close. It'll be a very entertaining game, and we know they sit 6th and 7th on the ladder, both with 2 wins. So this is a really important game for both teams, and we can see that Bendigo had a good start there.
And you can see the starters on the floor. Wilson, Cracker, Warung, Samuels and Davis for Bendigo, and Willoughby, Borlase, Turner, Mansfield and Bourne out there for the Lightning. Borlase with it now. She's had a stellar season. Of course, picked for the Opals during the week, but this time turns it over just as I pump up her tyres. So here's Cracker now. Looking for Wilson. This time has to go to Davis. Warung. Samuels takes a long look at it. And a whistle blown in amongst the play. So some team news as well. Kelsey Griffin out there. Looks like she's going to be sporting a mask of sorts tonight. I heard she might have been in a bit of doubt to play, but she's out there ready to go. Just starting on the bench.
I wonder if it'll be a case of we'll play her if we need her, but we might not. We'll see how this game pans out. If it's anything like the previous game, should be a cracker.
Speaking of, Samuels tries to let it fly. And Mansfield with it into the corner. Willoughby can't convert. Mansfield back out there in the starting lineup after she was replaced by Taylor Brasley in their last hit out.
Well, and when she was replaced, she ended up having a great game, scoring, 13 points.
And Samuels out there making the most of her starting minutes, and the Lightning get out on the board early doors.
Sorry, I haven't missed that. That was 13 points last time they played, but when they actually played Perth and lost in overtime, Mansfield coming off the bench, 23 points.
Bendigo putting the shots up with will early doors. And they get it back. Wilson finds some space. Gets it into Cracker, and now Samuels. Ooh, just loses it mid-air. Good defense there from Adelaide. Allows Mansfield to get up and run. Bourne banks it in.
Mansfield did a really good job of keeping her dribble alive until the defense absolutely committed, and then she was just able to make a nice, easy little pocket pass.
So Wilson now, she's been an instigator for the team this season. Bendigo just looking to move things slow at the moment. And Davis spent a bit too long in the key there. So some good defensive stops early doors from the Lightning.
Both teams have been looking to push the ball, play an up-tempo style game. I like the extended pressure by Ali Wilson on Mansfield.
Let's see what the Lightning can do here. Borlase has been their playmaker this season. Gets it into Mansfield. One of their leaders out there on the floor. And some good footwork there by Izzy Bourne.
Really good little shot fake. Sent the defender flying and then had lots of time and space to shoot that three.
Cracker responds immediately.
Nice balanced shot by Cracker.
And both teams moving the ball with tempo to start this game. Adelaide get it back on the baseline. 7 points apiece early doors. Great to see WNBL hoops at Geelong. Bourne. Turner kicks it out to Mansfield. Does a bit of footwork there and gets the shot to fall. Mansfield turning back the clock. Bendigo moving it with pace. Samuels back up to Cracker. Davis trying to dump a pass across. It just didn't work out for them.
Good anticipation defensively to know where that next pass was coming from.
So Werung to take it now from the baseline. Let's take a look at it on the replay. Good anticipation there. Wilson. Werung wanted to get it back from Davis, but Turner got off and running into Willoughby.
It shouldn't surprise us. Turner is right up there in the steals.
Bendigo get going up the opposite end. Cracker's had a few early looks. This time that one doesn't fall. Bourne gets going up the opposite end. Tried to pop in another shot, probably too casual there on the finish. It allows Ali Wilson to use her pace and get up and running. Sets her feet.
Tell you what, this has been a frenetic up and down pace. We've almost gone 4 minutes and there's barely been a break.
No subs, no timeouts yet as well.
But even just stoppages of play, referees whistles, out of bounds plays.
One foul for the game so far, and it was a good look. Turner tried to collect another rebound.
That was nice off the ball movement by Willoughby, a nice slash to the basket. You can see both both coaches making some early subs.
It's been a frenetic pace. See Kelly Wilson playing the past few games off the bench. It's struggled a bit in scoring, and you can see Kelsey Griffin out there in that mask. And early on in the action, hits the deck. So we believe the mask for Kelsey has been a result of being hit in the nose 3 times in a 10-day period, would you believe it? So she's had obviously a few complications during the week and luckily got cleared to play this morning.
Well, it's with the white leggings and the face mask, it's not a usual sight we see with Kelsey Griffin.
Werung gets in on the action. Werung's had a fantastic season so far for the Spirit. Turner equally for the Lightning. Brazel on for some minutes, and it gets picked off. Werung off and running once again. Finds Alicia Froling. Now just has to wait for a few more options to come at her. Abby Werung goes baseline, kicks it out to Cracker. Can't get the finish. Griffin fights hard for the rebound. Kelly Wilson sets her feet. That one doesn't fall, and again another offensive rebound. It's very surprising seeing Adelaide miss so many rebounds with Turner out there. Wilson into Griffin. The shot still doesn't fall, and eventually Turner breathes a sigh of relief. Gets it to Bourlaise. And this would hurt if the Lightning can score off here. Brazel has a look. Can't knock it down.
Both teams are going after the boards really relentlessly, trying to give them their team a second chance opportunity. 5 seconds on the clock. Turner's got to go.
And a travel call. Very good spot by the ref. It's been manic out there. High pressure. Pace. As you mentioned at the start, Laurie, 2 teams very evenly placed, and they're both feeling each other out quite early.
Well, they are, and you know, the last time they met, you know, the evenness showed because it was an overtime game. Bendigo won by 5 points in overtime, so We know by their win-losses, they both sit with 2 wins on the ladder. They had an overtime game. We said the stats are very similar. We know, as I mentioned, size, depth, athleticism is similar. So really, there's not much between these two teams, and the scoreline is indicative of that at the moment.
Yeah, Adelaide's losses in particular, 6 of their 7 losses have been by less than 8 points. They've been to overtime in a couple of occasions as well.
Well, I was so surprised when I read this stat, you know, in the last 4 matches. 3 points in overtime they lost to Perth, 2 points against Sydney, 5 points against Bendigo in overtime, and 6 points against Townsville. I mean, how do you keep pulling yourself back after that one? But we saw the previous game where Canberra won their first game, so we know it can be done.
Great scenes in the nation's capital just prior to this. Let's see what the Spirit and Lightning can produce here in Geelong tonight. 11 plays 10, early doors. Wilson gets picked off by Taylor Mole. And Bendigo will get the ball back. So Ali Wilson from the baseline. Oh, and a good find. Alicia Froling getting on the end of it and heading to the line once again.
It's always great when you have a great execution in and out of bounds play, whether that's baseline or sideline, and that was exactly that. Just good screens being set, held their screens, and it was a nice take by Alicia Froling.
I said she'll be a key player tonight for Bendigo. She's had a really consistent season, 11.9 points per game, 7.6 rebounds. 42% from the field, but...
Well, that should never happen, an offensive rebound on a foul shot.
Let's see what they can make out of it. Froling lays it in.
Nat Hurst won't be happy with that result.
Let's see what they can do to respond on the offensive end. Turner turns it over. So a little bit of momentum here for Bendigo to start. Kelsey Griffin in the mask, gets to work. Gets it back to Wilson. Cracker. Trying to swing around Brazel, and it's a good hard drive. Gets her to the line. Cracker's had a very positive start to this game. 5 points, leading all scorers at the moment.
Well, she has. She's been really aggressive in what she's done, whether that was the take to the basket like we just saw, or even her perimeter shooting. She's really worked hard to get open, to be at the right spot, to have her feet set, and to take good shots.
This timeout is brought to you by the WNBL. The official WNBL app is finally here. We don't want you to miss a minute of the action, therefore. For live scores, highlights, all your player and team info, and more, download the free WNBL app today.
You could just see Lauren Mansfield there in the timeout before Nat Hurst stepped in, really giving her team some encouragement and some feedback as to, you know, what they need to be doing.
The leader out there is Lauren Mansfield and Nat Hurst. We spoke about last game, the Capitals being desperate for a win, and Adelaide, we spoke about their record just moments ago, finishing so close in so many games. The ladder position almost doesn't justify how good they've been this season.
Oh, well, last round, I mean, round 6, a 2-point loss to Sydney. Borlase, 14 points, and then that overtime loss to Perth by 3 points. Mansfield, 23, Willoughby, 23, Bourne, 22. So they're just so close and into the mix. Just haven't been able to get over the line.
So we'll have foul shots on the other side of this timeout from Merrin Cracker. We mentioned her great start to this game and a pretty consistent season as well for her first in Bendigo colours. 11.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, just over 3 assists as well. Last time they met Adelaide, she had 16 points, a career high for her in this league. Let's see what she's got here. Dumps it into Griffin. That's a nice look, and Griffin finishes it off.
The same thing, a missed block out on a foul shot, resulting in a score. That's 2 now that's happened.
Borlase just calling the shots at the moment. Getting it back from Willoughby. Pushing a defender out of the way, but it's to no avail, and Kelly Wilson can get moving to Ali Wilson. Just got picked off there. Good reading there by Bourne.
That was a nice push, but an even better read, as you said.
Bourne finds it again up the top and can't knock it down. Lizzie Tonks on the floor. Gets the pass into ball, lays. And a really good shot there. Ali Wilson playing some good defense on her. And now Wilson gets going offensively. Works the baseline, gets it to Cracker, who's got the hot hand at the moment, and you can see why.
She certainly has that green light to shoot and isn't afraid to shoot it. Nice looking shot by Cracker.
So Mole into Willoughby. Willoughby scoreless so far. Ball lays. Just got on the board moments ago. Guarded by Kelly Wilson, one of the vets of the league, up against one of the young guns. Willoughby got the offensive board. And Cracker gets a great stop there. Off the feet of Lizzie Tonks. Doing it all at the moment. 8 points, 3 from 6 from the field. And takes a well-deserved rest with 21 seconds left in this first term. Spirit have started off really well here at Geelong Arena. Kelly Wilson with it. Into Ali Wilson. Double team, finds Froling. And they kick it out and find Samuels.
Really good team execution there. It was inside out.
And that shot from Borlase won't count. And at the end of the first term, it is Bendigo with the hot hand to start. 19 points, leading Adelaide Lightning 12. We're back after a quick break to bring you the second quarter.
Looking for your pathway in basketball? She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship can help. We're offering 30 girls from around Australia the opportunity to develop as coaches, players and officials, with mentoring from some of Australia's best basketballers and some of Australia's best coaches in breaking down barriers. If you're a girl aged 15 to 18, then this is for you. This 5-month program will accelerate your development both on and off the court. Interested? Head to shehoops.com.au to apply.
Welcome back to Geelong Arena, where it's the Spirit leading the Lightning by 7 points after the first term. Julia Montesano and Laurie Chiswick here to take you through the second quarter action. And Laurie, we've got a chance to catch our breath. It was a really fast-paced opening term. What have you made of it?
Well, I mean, that felt like the fastest term of basketball yet. There wasn't very many stoppages, not many out of bounds. No timeouts or anything. Right now, Bendigo are shooting the ball at 43% compared to 33% for Adelaide, and they just look like they've got the just that bit of energy. They look like they're just up and about a little bit more. You know, they're playing in Geelong, which isn't obviously their normal home court, but certainly they're, you know, I feel like that first quarter definitely is a big tick for Bendigo and the way they're playing.
It's Bendigo's third game at Geelong Arena in their history. They had a 6-point loss to Southside last season and then a 1-point win against Dandenong back in 2008. And so far they're liking this court.
Well, that's not the way Adelaide would like to start.
And Froling makes them pay.
Just a great slash to the basket, Alicia Froling.
Just like that, margin 21 points to 12 now. Bendigo continuing their fast start. And Turner manages to keep it in, but Wilson was on the receiving end. And Samuels can't finish it off. commits the foul when taking the ball out of Bourne's hands there as well.
Oh, that's like a double whammy, isn't it? You miss a gettable shot and then you foul the opposition.
She's had good intensity though, Casey Samuels. Her first game starting for the season. She's got herself the 2 points and hits the deck there. Both players get straight up. So tough in our league. Willoughby, Turner. Tonks has an early look. That one misfires. Griffin into Samuels. Froling, a great look into Casey Samuels, and this time she makes the shot.
Well, that's just something that they've worked on. It's a simple give and go, pass and cut, and she was going to get that pass regardless.
Borlase. 4 points for her so far into Bourne. Guarded by Wilson, just gets around her and will head to the line as well. Really nice move by Izzy Bourne.
She's been so impressive this season, really consistent coming into the league. She brings a variety of moves, and we can see her athleticism and strength displayed on that step through. Yet we also know that, you know, she can shoot the three. She can be an outside threat, and she's averaging almost 13 points a game.
Coming off 22 points against Perth as well. Big outing for her there. Had 17 points when these two teams last met as well. So she's no stranger to putting up big numbers in Adelaide colours this season. Shooting 59% from the free throw line. And this is the second one there. The rebound falls to Bendigo. Wilson can get things going on the offensive end for them. A few players make some moves, and Ali Wilson's the one that's been found, and it'll be an Adelaide ball after that slip.
Ali Wilson is just deceptively quick, agile. You know, she's a great lockdown defender. Scoring, she's averaging 11 points. She's just a real key element to the Bendigo Spirit lineup.
Second season with the Spirit for Alex Wilson. Turner doesn't get the shot to go. Davis out there. Gets it to Samuels. Wilson holds her hands up. Gets it from Callie Wilson. Davis with it. Back out to Callie Wilson up the top. Samuels dumps it into Davis. They're really passing the ball around the Spirit, and the shot doesn't fall for Ruth Davis. And now Adelaide looking to move it quickly through Borlase. That one doesn't fall either. And it'll be a Lightning ball once again. 10 points the margin. 6th versus 7th here tonight. Both teams really searching for a win. They've come close. Bendigo have had a better run than Adelaide of late. Ali Wilson just pulling up a bit sore there and heading to the bench. Turner misfires. Ali Wilson, I should also mention, on 2 fouls, so another reason, of course, why she would have come off there. So just a bit to think about for Kennedy Kariyama. And there's going to be a timeout called on the floor. 23 plays 13. And this timeout is brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL. Australian owned and designed. Cygnett is available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. Visit cygnett.com. So Laurie Chiswick, what have you noticed at the start of this second period? Of course, we had a very fast start and it's slowed down just a touch.
Well, I've noticed that Willoughby has been very quiet. She's only taken 3 shots. She doesn't have any points to her name. You know, she's somebody that can really, she can get herself to the basket. You know, she's got great ability to go downhill and penetrate, get her feet in the paint. I just haven't seen that yet in tonight's game. So I think she needs to pick that up. And Turner we know that she's not necessarily a huge scorer for them. She averages just 7 points. But I feel like she hasn't been a big presence inside, so she needs to at least be a target so that she attracts the defense and maybe then creates some outside space for some shooters. And then the fact that she can, you know, we know that she's the leading rebounder in this competition, a phenomenal rebounder, averaging 15 a game. So, you know, I'd like to see her get a little bit more involved as well.
So Adelaide pressing up high.
They've gone into a zone just to mix things up. Actually, they started in a zone and then have gone man-to-man now. Maybe just was a matchup zone.
So Nat Hurst trying a few things out of that timeout. Very intelligent, capable coach, Nat Hurst. Of course, we know of her accolades as a player. Samuels now. Cracker leading all scorers with 8. Getting fouled on the way in. They're finding it quite hard to contend with Cracker at the moment. And she'll head to the baseline to inbound this ball. You can see the game slowed down a touch of frenetic pace like we mentioned.
Well, I think these first 3 minutes, that's all it took to play the whole first quarter.
Samuels lets fly. And Cracker there for the offensive board. Goes up on Borlase and draws the foul.
So I know Borlase is frustrated that that foul got called, but to be honest, they're not blocking out. So Bendigo are getting the rebounds and then taking it up strongly. So the first thing you've got to do is take care of business and get a body and get a rebound. Because that is one of the things that Adelaide do exceptionally well, is rebound and run. So they get a rebound and they just take off, and that forms a big part of their scoring, and we haven't seen any of that so far in today's game.
And again, Adelaide, they got away with one there. They nearly let the offensive rebound get to Bendigo again, and Willoughby still can't get those first points on the board. And Ruth Davis there on the receiving, got on the blocks there. There you go. Just stopping Willoughby in her tracks.
I still like the fact that at least Willoughby attacked it. 18 seconds on the shot clock still. They can set something up in this baseline out of bounds play. Set some good hard screens, come off of it, ready to be scorers.
Bourne. It's been their leading scorer so far. Mansfield trying to get away from Kelly Wilson. Can't knock down the shot, and Wilson's there for the rebound. Kelly Wilson using all the moves. Davis finds herself free. Back up the top to Kelly Wilson. Werung dumps it into Davis. Got a bit of height there on her opponent. Gets to work. And the bucket just rolls out. Willoughby. Still yet to score in this game. Turner. And Davis again interferes. This time it was a foul. But Davis, you can see her there with her hands on her knees, doing all the hard yards early. And Turner.
Good decision by Turner to attack before the defense was set into a really good position.
So Turner at the line. We've spoken about her rebounding prowess. Obviously, we know she leads the league in rebounding. Ranked 8th in assists, which isn't too bad either, with 4. 6.9 points per game.
Well, I like the fact that she's 3rd in steals. You know, almost averaging 3 steals a game. I mean, we know what sort of defender she is, and Nat Hurst has great confidence in her and what she can bring. She changes shots, great shot blocker.
Speaking of confidence, Cracker's got plenty. This time the shot doesn't fall, and Willoughby wrestles the rebound. Turner can't get her first points, or first bucket of the game, I should say. Mansfield has a go from 3-point range, and that's better from the Lightning.
Well, you can just see the intensity that they push the ball with, and now they just need to come up with some stops and no offensive rebounds.
That one just falls short, and Turner collects another board. Basham on for some early minutes. Bourne gets to work, steps off Griffin. Did all the right things, the shot just didn't fall.
Well, Griffin did a good job of not letting her spin on her body at all, so she actually had more time and space than I think she realized.
Here is Griffin on the offensive end, gets it to Ali Wilson, and now Froling. Wanted Wilson back. Got Griffin instead, sets her feet. And Turner's there to collect. Oh, and Mansfield coughs it up there. Cracker just read it better. Happy to slow things down and wait for her cavalry to get back. Oh, she just couldn't read the pass there off Ali Wilson, and Willoughby has a basket ahead of her. Kicks it out to Mansfield again, who's feeling it.
Get the ball in her hands, set something up for her. She's just made the last 2 threes and brought this back to a ball game.
And a good timeout called, a good momentum stopping timeout, because as you can see, the Lightning are getting themselves into this game. 24 plays 20, just over halfway in this second term.
Well, both teams need to take care of the basketball. That last series of play, there were a few turnovers either way. And right now, Adelaide have 7 to their name, and Bendigo have 6. So whichever team can just take care of the basketball, make sure they're getting a really good shot every time down the court.
This timeout is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, proudly supporting community basketball in Australia. Love their support. And Kennedy Kariyama suddenly got a bit to think about, with Adelaide forming a little bit of a run here off the back of back-to-back triples from Lauren Mansfield, who's now leading all scorers along with Cracker on 9 points. Of course, we know she came out of the starting lineup last game, back in tonight.
The other thing, and the reason she got those baskets too, was the tempo that Adelaide are now playing at. That they, as I mentioned, they like to rebound and run, and that's their style of game, and so they want to continue to do that.
Stretching the floor here with their defense, and now getting back. Ali Wilson into Wareham. And they share it around, and ends up with Cracker. Back to Wilson, recognises there's not much time left, and doesn't need that much time, Ali Wilson.
That was a great shot, but there's that running game that we saw, point of the rim. Really good kick-ahead basket.
Adelaide trying to get the game back on their terms. Griffin likes the look of it. Doesn't drop. And Turner uses her speed. Dumps it into Willoughby. And that one just rolled out. Wilson, can she get back-to-back buckets? Just slows it up for the time being, waits for everyone to get back.
Good decision. Really had nothing there.
And Willoughby a bit too aggressive there defensively. I guess that's the only way you can play on Ali Wilson. She's just as aggressive offensively, so you've got to come at her. Give her something to think about.
Well, the Spirit are in bonus situation right now, so when Lightning get the ball, it would be a good idea to try and attack them and get themselves to the line, but right now the ball's with Bendigo.
Here's Samuels back onto the floor. Pulls up and knocks it down. Good return into this game for Casey Samuels. Getting her first goal as a starter. Mansfield now, we know she's feeling it. Gives it to Turner this time. And now Ellie Wilson gets going. This time doesn't stop and prop, she wants it all. Samuels has a nice look from the top. And Froling can't collect the rebound.
That last shot by Turner, that's not really where, you know, you don't want to put her in that position to have to shoot that shot. She needs to get it close to the basket. She needs to be setting good screens and rolling hard, being a target inside, getting those O boards.
Kelly Wilson off and running for the Spirit. Finds Kelsey Griffin into Froling. Turner with the hands straight up, and it affects the shot. Few good blocks early in this game. And the call will go to the Lightning.
So I feel like after the first 3 minutes of this quarter, where we talked about it sort of slowing down the pace, all of a sudden we just have 2 minutes left in this game, in this half. And I feel like it's, you know, back to being up and down and pushing and high tempo, and who can capitalize on that tempo, that play.
Brooke Basham knocking down her first points of the game. Hasn't played too many minutes this season, Brooke Basham, so good to see her out getting some in this game. Wonder what Matt Hurst's thinking is to keep her on the floor nice and early. Wilson, oh, good pass. Oh, and Samuels just couldn't finish it off. She can't believe it.
Wow, they got out of jail there.
And Bourne capitalizes on the opposite end.
Really smart basketball by Adelaide, and as I mentioned, this is the high tempo game that they like the best.
Creeping the way towards Bendigo's score. Can Samuels finish off this time? She looks for an option, gets Griffin, launches and knocks it down.
Yeah, you can't give her any space. You've got to close out long to Kelsey Griffin. She will look to take that shot and make it most times.
Oh, nice look by Basham there, and Brazel fouled on the way in.
Yeah, defense just got caught watching the ball, missed that backdoor cut. Nice find.
So Taylor Brazel at the line.
You know, we talked about the evenness of these two teams. Well, when you look at the points for, they both average 70 points. And when you look at points against, Bendigo 76 and Adelaide 74. So super close in the stat line, as we mentioned.
And the score is super close here tonight. 32 plays 28. Let's see what Bendigo have here. Adelaide harassing them. Wilson. Getting it into Alicia Froling, who just pops up the shot. Griffin can't take the rebound, hits the deck again. Borlays. The 4 points so far for her. Make that 6. Electric footwork.
I just love the way she has such control of her body when she goes up to do a layup and is able to just twist but still maintain her balance enough to finish.
Griffin. Oh, back-to-back buckets for her. She's starting to feel it.
That's just so casual and so Kelsey Griffin, you know, she's just so experienced.
Turner luckily rescues that pass. Borlays wanting it back, but Bourne going in and getting it in. So Adelaide giving Bendigo something to think about as we head into half-time. 34 plays 32. 15 seconds left. Cracker. Into Wilson. And Kelsey Griffin fouled. So some crucial free throws to give away at the end of the opening half.
That mask looks like it's hard to breathe in. Oh my goodness.
Got the hands on the hips, Kelsey Griffin. My apologies, she won't go to the line, but baseline ball with 4 seconds left. Cracker into Griffin. Thinks about the last shot, goes for it and can't knock it down. But we've got a close game on our hands at Geelong Arena after a really entertaining opening half. It's Bendigo 34, leading Adelaide 32 at half-time. Laurie, we've caught our breath. It's been up and down. The pace has been here and there for the start of the game, and it's been really interesting to see each team battle it out to try and get the game on their terms. It feels like a real arm wrestle out there.
Well, for a while there, it looked like Bendigo was just going to skip ahead with it, and you know, we weren't going to have the game we had hoped for. But 6th and 7th on the ladder, both with 2 wins. both will be really anxious to come up with a W, and they're playing that way. They're playing with some desperation, and you know, a 2-point game, that's what the result will be.
Looking at the highlights from the second quarter, and you can see Adelaide just edging ahead there with 20 points to Bendigo's 15. They just had the better run there. And they're trying to get themselves back into this game. Like you said, we thought Bendigo was going to skip ahead, but to the likes of Izzy Bourne, who's shot the lights out with 12 points, and you can see it's pretty even, as we mentioned, throughout the game. Evenly placed teams, and look how even the score sheet is already.
Well, rebounds 17 each. You know, we're just really the three-point shooting for the Spirits slightly lower than the Lightning, and the free throw shooting. But yeah, it's a great ball game. It's a great competitive matchup between two teams that are desperate to come up with their third win.
See the top scorers on your screen as well. We mentioned Izzy Bourne leading the way with 12 points. Cracker has had a really hot start to this game, 9 points and 3 assists, and to go with 4 rebounds as well. She's lining it up everywhere. Kelsey Griffin in that mask is pushing through and has 7 points. Lauren Mansfield, she had a hot start with those back-to-back threes, and we'll hope to get her game going even further in the second half. And no surprise to see Turner with the 8 rebounds as well.
That's what I was going to point out. Turner with 8, and just the fact she needs to continue to be a presence there, even if she's not scoring. You know, let her teammates shoot it and let her come up with the rebounds.
Well, don't go anywhere. You can see how close it is already after the opening half. It's Bendigo 34 leading Adelaide 32. We'll catch you for the second half after this short break.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved, and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
There are things we can't see, like the air that we breathe. There's a power in me, you'll see.
He's done it!
For our homegrown superstars, this is the one that matters most. The Aussies are ready to unleash on 9 Summer of Awesome.
This is the very limit of where life can exist.
The incredible fight for life in Earth's greatest extremes.
Most extreme way to survive is the equivalent of a human climbing up a skyscraper.
Witness survival on a razor's edge.
This is planet Earth as you may never see it again.
New Planet Earth 3, Monday 7:30 on 9 and 9 Now.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Nice pass. Lovely pass, and Maylee converts.
It allows Melbourne to get going. A no-look pass to Fowler, and that is classic Caps basketball.
Great defense from Kelly Wilson.
Terrific defense. Gave Cole absolutely nothing. It does not matter. Cole drains it on the buzzer.
Gets it back from Bradley Nicholson. Pumps it in!
McDonald has been the one. Step back triple. McDonald, as sweet as you like.
One player who is absolutely taking the competition by storm this season is Izzy Borlase, the South Australian product. We know she comes from a family of sporting royalty, but she's making her own name in this competition.
It was my first season and didn't really have any expectations leading into it. I guess I received some acclamations at the end of the season. I had like an inkling that maybe I could come away with one of them, but getting two was just amazing and I was really grateful for that. My dad, who used to play football in the SANFL for the Port Magpies. My mum played for the Diamonds for netball. My brother plays in AFL and my sister does surf lifesaving rowing and she's represented Australia. I'm really lucky to have my family members who can help me out.
Now your heart is full again, Rachel Sport, because the iconic number 14 that you made famous here at the Adelaide Lightning in the WNBL was retired, but it is back on the back of Izzy Borlase, and I know it's making your heart sing.
Certainly is. I couldn't think of anyone better. And I know that Izzy's doing some wonderful moves out there. Much better dribbler than I ever was. Rapt to see number 14 out there, and really exciting future for Miss Borlase.
You know, obviously in pre-season you could tell, okay, this girl's going to be a star. She blew me away as well, just with, the season she had, to watch her play and to watch her grow, and I'm excited to see what she does this season.
She's just got so much to her game. She's powerful, she's robust, she's got a perfect basketball body. She can go inside, she's a great rebounder. The basketball world is at her feet, really. She's going to have a great career.
I'd like to be better than I was last season. I haven't had the most ideal off-season with a couple of niggling injuries, so I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. So whatever happens, happens, really.
Hey, I'm Tess.
I'm Denise.
And we're from the Sydney Flames. We're here today with Ellery, Miller and Mateo from the Forward Aussie Hoops. Do you want to make a smoothie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. What's your favourite fruit?
Mango.
Yes, we've got some mango. Oh, nice. What's your favourite thing about playing basketball?
Shooting.
Shooting?
What's your favourite thing about basketball?
Great question. My favourite thing about basketball is all the people that I get to meet and all the friends I've made playing basketball. Ellery, do you want to click the button? What should we call this smoothie? What do you reckon? Rainbow. That's a great name. Is that as good as your mum's from her cafe?
No.
Oh. Now that we've got lots of energy, should we go shoot some hoops?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
This Sunday, Delta is back with a special star-studded Christmas event.
Hello, Australia.
With Robbie Williams, G-Flip, Kate Sobrano,
Merry Christmas, everyone,
Gujarat, Teddy Swims, Russell Crowe, and lots more.
Hey, has anybody done this yet? How about this girl?
Spread the Christmas spirit. Brand new Christmas with Delta, Sunday 7 o'clock on 9.
The grand finale of Love Island is here.
Savannah and Clint, Tyler and Kale, Lucinda and Zach. Who wins Love Island 2023 is up to you. Go to 9now.com.au/Love Island and click on your favourite couple.
Don't miss the epic grand finale, Monday 8:30 on 9Now and 9Go. Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketbol Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Welcome back to Geelong Arena, where it's the Spirit leading the Lightning by just 2 points. Julian Montesano and WNBL legend Laurie Chiswick here to bring you the second half of action. And Laurie, what have you noticed in the first half of action?
Well, I've noticed it's just fast and furious, this game. Those first 2 quarters just flew by. So it'll be interesting if that sort of pace continues. But I think it actually suits Adelaide. That's when they sort of made a bit of a run, was when they got some rebounds, they got out running, they beat the defenders back there, and they got some early shots in that, first 8 seconds of the shot clock. So that sort of pace really suits them.
And it suits Isabel Bourne as well. She's had a great start to this game with 12 points and 5 rebounds, 5 from 8 from the field as well. Laurie, what have you made of her performance so far?
Well, shooting the ball at 62%, I really like her shot choices. Whether she's, put up some perimeter shots, she's 1 from 2 from the 3-point line, or whether she's driven in hard, whether she's presented on a post-up. She's really been smart, really high IQ in the way that her shot selection has presented itself tonight.
And for the Spirit, Marion Cracker leading the scorers there. 9 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. 3 from 8 from the field from her.
Well, she's come on really ready to play, and again, the same thing for her. She I think she got 2 threes in that first quarter, and then was relying on give-and-go plays, high energy plays where she was running the floor. She's been really good for the Bendigo Spirit.
So let's see what happens from here. The second half of action, 6th up against 7th on the table. Bendigo have defeated Adelaide in the past 4 games between these 2 teams. Let's see if the Lightning can turn the tables and get a much-needed win. We mentioned their record of losing games by very small margins in recent times. Desperate to get a win on the board. Cracker into Samuels. Gets her own rebound.
And that's something I thought they would have talked about it at halftime. The O boards. Bendigo had 8 offensive rebounds in that first half, and so you need to take care of business with that.
And Samuels making the most on that occasion with a bucket to start things off in the second half for Bendigo. Here's Willoughby now. Still yet to get her night started, but this might help.
There you go. A little jab step and then bring that foot back past the 3-point line. Nice shot by Willoughby.
Here's Werung now. Dumps it into Davis, and that's a nice find by Abby Werung. And again, a fast start in this game to kick off the second half. Turner into Willoughby. Wanted back-to-back threes, just nudged Samuels out of the way. And nothing came out of it. Cracker. Here's Ali Wilson. Finds Cracker again. Davis, another offensive rebound for Bendigo, and the shot falls again.
Really good finish by Davis. She got the rebound. She didn't bring it down. She kept it nice and high, used her long arms, and then finished.
Mansfield, a nice bounce pass to Turner. Kicks it back out to Mansfield. Wants to give her some reward, nice. And there you go.
And that's the sort of gameplay that Turner can, bring to this Lightning team. She's not going to score necessarily, although it'd be nice to see her get some inside basket, but she's going to change shots, just like we see there, get some rebounds. She's got a high IQ, can pass it out like we saw her do to her teammate Mansfield.
So 40 plays 38. Casey Samuels getting involved early on in this second half. 8 points for her.
And you can tell the faith that Nat Hurst has in Turner, because she plays the most minutes, averaging 39, almost on court all the time, out of any player in the whole competition. She must have a good engine.
Yeah, really impressive stats to be leading the league in minutes and rebounds. 3rd in steals, 2nd in blocks as well. Putting her name down very clearly as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Werung, Wilson, Davis share it around, and it's picked off by, guess who? Turner. Can't get the elevation on the offensive end. doing all she can for her team at the moment, just trailing by 2 points down the Lightning. Wilson keen to get things going here for the Spirit. Into Werung. Samuels. Back to Ali Wilson. Ball ace chasing her around, and Wilson just rolls it in.
And I was just thinking to myself, she's just got the 3 points right now, has just only taken a couple of shots, so really good to see Ali Wilson finishing off by driving in, going downhill.
And Mansfield finishing off on the opposite end. She's had a great start to tonight's contest. Wilson getting fouled on the way in this time.
Just a little slight change of pace, Alex Wilson, and she does that so well.
So a few subs for both teams. Kelsey Griffin back out onto the floor. And Taylor Brazel is going to come on in place of Willoughby.
I was trying to think of who else had the face mask, but it was a Goodchild from Perth that we've seen a similar type of face mask.
That's correct. Didn't Perth have a sensational win as well during the week? Griffin pulls down that rebound.
Corlace would be disappointed in that miss.
Wilson can't get the shot to connect. And it's high tempo basketball once again. Mansfield, another good look.
She is having a sensational game. That's how she's up to 17 points now, and just the confidence that she's shooting the ball and really being the court general on this team tonight.
And Adelaide take the lead off that shot as well. But just like that, Davis wrestles it back.
Davis did a good job of doing her work early, then holding that seal and really demanding the ball.
That's basket for basket at the moment. A really entertaining contest in Geelong. Bourlays finding trouble there. Feels like Bendigo have done their work on Bourlays. The 6 points for her so far. Still not bad numbers, but quiet for Bourlays standards, you'd say. Ali Wilson. Cracker. Launches and knocks it down.
She just came off that screen with her feet set. Didn't need much time or space to get that shot off.
Let's see what the Lightning have to respond. Here's a woman with the hot hand, Lauren Mansfield!
Yes.
She says count that! And the refs will consult here. But she is going to head to the line for an extra by the looks of things. And look at this from Lauren Mansfield. She is lining it up.
Well, surely they have to. There they go. They did count that because it didn't look like the foul.
There you go. So after all that, she gets her three-pointer. Adds to her stats tally. Can she go again? Not this time.
Good idea, though, for her to get the ball in her hands to shoot another one. I like that.
Griffin. Werung has a look. It just rattles out. Basham pushing the pace. Lauren Mansfield with 20 points into Turner. Can't get her scoring underway. Cracker finds Kelly Wilson. Dumps it into Werung. Back out to Wilson. They share it around her and Werung can't hit the three. So Lauren Mansfield into Bourne and banks it in.
And that's exactly what we talked about at halftime. She showed the ball. She got as if she was going to shoot that three, got the defense up and in, carrying a big hand because she can shoot that, and then was able to put it on the floor and downhill straight to the basket and finish.
Werung up the top. The team down by one. Tried to get it back, and crucial turnover there. Lets Adelaide get off and running. But this time Davis again interferes, and Sends it out of bounds. She's an imposing presence out there on the floor, Ruth Davis, and Adelaide finding it very hard to get past her. And a timeout has been called out there on the floor. 48 plays 47. It's been very close in this quarter, hasn't it?
Well, it's been close, but again, there's only, you know, 3 and some minutes left to go in this quarter. It feels like it's gone very, very quickly as well. So it's just such an 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes, but it's just such an interesting game. The pace that it's being played, and you know, the closeness of it, and the shots that each team are taking.
Absolutely, and this timeout is brought to you by CTM Sport. CTM Sport is here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court arrangements to CTM Sport, the experts in sports travel management. Get the winning edge at ctmsport.com.au. And while we get our breath back, it's a chance to praise the work of Lauren Mansfield out there with 20 points. Turner, you can see, leading the way with the 8 rebounds, and Adelaide's big names starting to work their way into this game.
Well, they certainly are, and you know, Mansfield no more so than her with you know, her 20 points and just the way she's controlling the tempo of the game, and you know, the leadership she's bringing for her teammates.
6 triples already for the night. It's incredible work. Here's Mole, and there was an offensive foul called there. So an important stop for the Spirit off the back of the timeout. And just speaking of fouls as well, we haven't seen Willoughby out there recently. She's on the 3 fouls, so potentially one to watch there as we head into the last 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. Kelly Wilson now.
So great to see Kelly Wilson play.
Just keeps on delivering season after season. Doesn't look like slowing down either. Gets it back from Warung and then dumps it into Froling. Gets to work on Izzy Bourne. And some great footwork by Alicia Froling. Leads her to the basket.
It was great because Izzy Bourne was really straight up trying to defend her, and Alicia Froling was just able to find the basket and finish strongly.
Lauren Mansfield can't get her 22nd point, although the offensive rebound's up for grabs, and she's with it again. Brazel. Shot clock in single figures. Basham just chucks it up, and oh, it nearly rattled in. And Griffin rebounding again. She went up to 12th on the all-time rebounds earlier this game. So congratulations to her. Taking over Michelle Brogan in that position. Kelly Wilson puts up a little prayer. And Mansfield able to take it away and get it up the opposite end of the floor. Just 1 point in it. It's been so close throughout the whole game, and Bourne gets some separation.
Oh, there we saw that. The first 3 plays, she caught it on the perimeter, looked like she was going to shoot it, but instead punched it in, went middle, and this time she was wide open, shot the 3, and nailed it.
So Lightning get this slight upper edge. Their biggest lead of the game has been 3. Bendigo's biggest lead has been 11. So not much in it. Cracker gets the finish as well. And she's pumped about it.
She has had a great game, Cracker. Right from the beginning, she opened the scoring up for the team, for the Spirit, and she's just continued with her relentlessness and her mindset to get herself to the basket, or if she's open, shoot that 3-point shot.
Has played a bit of basketball here in Australia, over in the NBL 1 West. Won the Golden Hands Award, was named in the first team, and now she's making her minutes count for Bendigo tonight. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Spirit up by 1.
Nice little battle between Mansfield and Kelly Wilson, both very experienced in the point guard position.
Someone out there's got to stop Mansfield. She's on fire. Here she is again. Going up against Kelly Wilson. Looks at her 7-3 of the night. Can't knock it down. Samuels. It's been productive. Into Ali Wilson. Froling. 9 points for her so far tonight. And she'll have an offensive foul called against her. Good defense there from Bourne. Really taking it up to Alicia Froling tonight.
Yeah, that's another. There was just so many good matchups to look at in today's game, and that being one of them.
And Bourne doing it on the offensive end as well. She's up to 17 points for the game. To go with 5 rebounds. Shooting at 58% as well from the field. Still a pretty impressive clip. Basham into Brazil. Two of South Australia's young guns sharing the ball around, and it's with Mansfield now. Kelly Wilson right up in her face. Mansfield does get some separation and then kicks it out. And Basham stepped out of bounds. So good D there from the Spirit. They can get themselves at ever so more slighter buffer than 1 point with these last 44 seconds of the third term. Griffin looking for Wilson, but doesn't have much support.
Both teams are really, you know, locking down on defense, not making any basket that comes is certainly has to be earned out there. I've been impressed with both teams' defense so far.
Griffin backing down and then kicking it out to Kelly Wilson, who likes the look of that.
How many times have we seen that two-man game between Kelly Wilson and Kelsey Griffin over the years?
Never gets old. 10 seconds left. What can the Lightning do with it? Mansfield into Bourne, and it goes through Basham's legs. So unfortunately, it's been 2 errors from Brooke Basham in particular, and the Spirit can have a great finish to this third quarter if they can knock down another shot here. Ali Wilson gets moving. 2 seconds left. 1 second left, and Wilson gets fouled.
Really good person to have the ball in her hands with her speed, her quickness, her height, her length.
She's got all the attributes. She's having a fine season in Spirit colours. 5 points so far tonight. 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And she can collect 2 more points at the end of the third term. Adelaide nearly got through unscathed, but just committed the foul at the last millisecond of that third term.
Yeah, there must be, if there was, there must be just a slight bit of time left on the clock. Otherwise, there'd be no lineup at the foul line. At the you know, along the keyway, they would just send all the players to the bench, and she would just be shooting if it was 0 seconds left.
So both free throws go down, and there it is. The siren does ring out for the end of the third term. And it's been the Spirit after a late run who lead this one. After 3 quarters, it's 57 playing Adelaide 51 at Geelong Arena. And it's really hard to tell who wins it from here, Laurie. I mean, both teams have had their moments in this game. We mentioned early on, Spirit got out to a really nice early lead. Adelaide clawed their way back, and then the Spirit, off a really late run off the back of the third term, found themselves just marginally in front.
Just marginally in front, and it was really unfortunate for Adelaide that those last couple of baskets were a result of a couple of just uncharacteristic turnovers from them. So they've got to make sure that they take care of the ball, get the ball in that lady's hands, Lauren Mansfield, because she is hot, and you know, make sure that they're putting the pressure on Bendigo, making everything hard for them. Like I said in the call, both teams, I'm impressed with their defense and what they're doing, and nothing's easy for either team, and hence the scoreline in the 50s. It's a really well battle in the defensive end.
You mentioned Lauren Mansfield, up to 20 points already, 6 3-pointers. Unbelievable numbers from her. 2 assists as well to round out her game. And I guess the question remains, though, what does each team have to do to win from here? We can see the field goal stats up on the screen at the moment, and the rest of the stats as well, mind you. 42 to 38, 23, you can see 45. It's mainly been a result of Lauren Mansfield's hot hand from the three-point line, and then pretty even everywhere else.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you know, both teams have gone to the foul line fairly equally. You know, not Adelaide shooting a better percentage, but I think it'll come down to this last quarter as to who can control the tempo. Are Adelaide going to get out and run? Are Bendigo going to have great defensive transition? Conversely, are Bendigo going to get out and run? Because they looked good when, you know, Kelly Wilson, Allie Wilson pushed the ball as well. And then it becomes a matter of, if it's no transition baskets, how well do you execute in the quarter court? Do you get it through hands? Do you have good, you know, ball and player movement? Are you taking the right shots? And conversely, defensively, are you contesting everything? Are you getting up in the lanes and making life difficult? So whichever team can do all that better, they're going to win the game. But as I said, much easier said than done. But this is the sort of game we'd expect between these two teams that are sitting 6th and 7th on the ladder.
Bendigo looking to get back on the winners list after a disappointing loss against Southside last game. The Lightning haven't experienced a victory since round 3, would you believe it? They lost 6 games by under 8 points this season. They're desperate to show what they're made of here tonight. Mansfield just loses it in the air, but will head to the line regardless.
Izzy Borlase is back on the court. She sat for a little while in that third quarter, so hopefully she's got lots of legs and, you know, can do the things that she's been doing so incredibly well all season.
And Willoughby back out there as well. Just the 3 points and sitting on 3 fouls as well. So Nat Hurst knows how important a good start is here for Adelaide. And Mansfield able to knock down both free throws there. Take her tally to 22 points. Kelsey Griffin sporting a mask tonight, got hit in the nose a couple of times this week, which is why she's got some protection on her face. Launches a 3, can't knock it down.
Well, Kelsey Griffin, even though she only has 7 points, regardless of how many points she has, and there we see Izzy Borlase doing what she does so well, controlling her body, getting herself to the basket, but Griffin just commands respect. No matter whether she's scoring or not, you have to defend her, you have to be able to play her. But Alex Wilson just continuing on her form as well.
Again, quite a fast start, back-to-back buckets up and down the floor. Willoughby this time finds herself free and just loses it at the last moment. It allows Griffin to get moving. Samuels has a look, then gets it out to Kelly Wilson. Up against Borlase, loving the matchup between those two. And Borlase wins out on that occasion, able to keep the ball in the court and then pops the shot up and it just rolls out.
I feel like she deserved a basket for that effort.
Hustled all the way to the rim. And there was a whistle blown as well. Borlase not happy with the treatment she got. There's a bit of chatter out there as well. Both teams sensing a bit of frustration, and I can see why. That looked like it was going to go in the whole time and just rattled out. Borlase unable to get rewarded for a defensive hustle there. '59 plays 55. 8.5 minutes left in this ball game. Bendigo back in action on Sunday, so a short turnaround for them. And Froling able to knock down a bucket there. Willoughby, Turner, now Mansfield for a 7.
Yes.
Oh, she knocks it down.
Run plays to her, get her open, have her come off screens, whatever it takes, get the ball in her hands.
7 3-pointers for Lauren Mansfield already this game, and Allie Wilson takes it up the opposite end and gets fouled on the way in.
Allie Wilson did a great job when she was driving into the key and knowing that Turner was there. Instead of trying to have distance between her and Turner, which makes it easier to block the shot, she went right at her body and really basically forced Turner to foul. And we see Turner now sitting, going to the bench and sitting with 3 fouls.
So her and Willoughby each on the 3. So a bit for Nat Hurst to think about.
Well, it's the 4th quarter. You know, I wouldn't sit them for very long.
Put it all out there. Ella Badish, you can see coming on for her first minutes late in the game.
Considering Turner averages 39, you know, minutes a game, it's, you know, I'm sure she can play with 3 fouls maybe. Just a little break though.
Mansfield thinks about it, then goes inboard, kicks it out to Badish to get her involved in the game, and there you go, instant impact.
Wow, that's great coming in off the bench for your first minutes at the 7-minute mark of the 4th quarter and to be able to first touch score.
Another foul.
Again, Alicia Froling recognized that. A player's been sitting a long time now. I'm going to take her to the basket. I'm going to make her have to defend me. Finds herself at the foul line.
Froling with the 11 points and 4 rebounds this game. Gets her team out to a 3-point lead with that made free throw there. You sense a big moment for her with Willoughby and Turner both on 3 fouls. She can really try and attack them. But Mansfield's been doing all the attacking in this game. They share it around here, the Lightning. Willoughby thinks about it. They're looking for Mansfield.
They are.
They find her now. And Borlase gets an open look this time. That one just rims out, and a good offensive board. Again, she can't get rewarded, but does get fouled.
Borlase is just so strong. You know, when you just saw her go up amongst those bodies to get that O board.
It's been a quiet game for her offensively, if we can even say that. But it's a bit defensively, I think she's shown her wares tonight. She's been hustling hard and getting after everything tonight. And a timeout on the floor. 64 playing 60. This game's still hanging right in the balance. Hard to tell who wins it from here. As we know, we talked about how evenly matched these two teams are at the start of the game, Laurie, and it's proven that way here tonight once again. This timeout is brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops. Ford Aussie Hoops, the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Basketball Australia are launching the Ford Aussie Hoops Award for 2023. To find out more, visit aussiehoops.basketball to register.
Well, they both played, you know, good team basketball. There's been a spread of scorers on each of the team. And so, you know, it's been an effort, an all-round effort. There's nobody that's, I mean, well, when I say nobody stood out, Lauren Mansfield, of course, with her 7 from 11.
Not bad.
That's a standout. But she's been ably supported by Bourne with 17 points, Borlase. We know that Turner has only 1 point, but has her 10 rebounds. And the same thing for Bendigo. You know, a wide range of scoring. Cracker, 15 points. Wilson, 10. Kelsey Griffin, as I said, 7 points. But whenever she's on the court, she's such a competitor. She knows how to win. She knows how to, you know, create things and knows how to handle pressure.
Could be experience that gets either team over the line here. It's very close. Everywhere else on the floor, it's just up to personnel now. Bourne up against Ali Wilson, and there you go, Griffin getting involved, but Bourne getting it back, and the shot not falling. Good defense out of a timeout there by Bendigo. Froling, the 13 points next to her name. Spinning around Badish and somehow gets the shot to drop.
I think I'd be getting Turner back on the floor as quickly as possible. What a nice transition basket by Adelaide. Finishing off the shot was Bourne.
Kelly Wilson now looking to push the pace. Here's Griffin. Into Ali Wilson. Froling. Wilson. And off the ball foul called.
I'd like to just apologize to our viewers. Turner actually has 4 fouls. The stats have just been updated, and so that's why she was sitting. I really wondered with 3 fouls. And so it is a question of when do you pull, pull it, and we see that she's on the court now with 6 minutes to go, but it's 4 fouls. That's so much different than if she only had 3 fouls and was sitting.
It's not a situation she's really found herself in that much this season, Turner. She's just been as consistent as anything, of course, leading the league in minutes. Not running into that much foul trouble. So, interesting challenge here for Adelaide, and that is why, because Casey Samuels is feeling it and knocking down a few good shots. She might have got a little knock in the face for her troubles as well. Willoughby now. Turner into Bourne. Wants to find Turner again, but Bourne goes herself and shows her skills.
They're hanging in there, the Lightning. 6 minutes is a long time left in a ball game.
Anyone's game at Geelong. Great entertainment for your Friday night hoops. Wilson hesitates and then dumps it back to Samuels for back-to-back buckets. Can't make it. You can see Turner inflicting her presence back on the floor with that rebound. Gets it back from Willoughby. Brazel. Willoughby. Shot clock down in single digits. Where great defense, but Turner's there for the rebound and the putback.
Very timely to make your first basket or your first field goal. She's made a foul shot, but good poise by Turner.
Good move to put her back on the floor. Davis dumping it into Werung. Now Samuels. Ali Wilson lets it launch. And Turner again at the bottom of it all. 68 playing 65. Every call is frustrating and rattling the players. They're riding every bit of momentum in this game.
Well, I'm sure the coaches are as well.
You can see Nat Hurst with her hands on her head. I think she wanted a foul on Turner there on the rebound.
Well, they just work so hard, and they want those wins so desperately.
Cracker stops for the time being. And then gets it out to Ali Wilson, pops it up and made it look easy in the end.
Made it look very easy.
Ali Wilson just knows how to make those shots count. Boula's got rid of the defenders. It was an offensive foul. So big call there. That means Lightning now over the limit. So Bendigo's free throw shooting will be tested in these last just under 4 minutes.
That's a long time to play that sort of defense where you don't send them to the line.
Spirit shooting at 64% from the free throw line this season. The worst ranked teams, they love to turn that stat around. But Wilson says we don't need free throws, we've got threes.
Her player left to help, left her wide open at the three-point line.
And again, the whistle blows. And Froling commits the foul on the opposite end. But a great look there from Ali Wilson. She's got back-to-back buckets, up to 10 points. 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Someone to keep an eye on if you're Nat Hurst.
It's really important the Lightning get a really good look at the basket this time.
Willoughby gets to work. Mansfield, she's had good looks all night. This time gives it away. Bourne nearly lost it. Got it back from Turner. And popped the shot in.
You could see that they've got Ali Wilson on Mansfield just to give that height, that length, so that take away that three-point shot from her.
And Spirit fouled, so looks like we're going to head to the line. Kelsey Griffin coming back out onto the floor, and I think she's ditched the mask. Yep.
Oh,
she's got a free face out there. I'm not sure her medical team were like that. Hopefully it's permitted and approved, but Kelsey Griffin just wants to finish this game out.
Well, let's just hope she doesn't get hit in the nose. But yes, I mean, that's the sort of competitor that she is. She's, you know, wants to get this done at all costs, and if she feels she can play better in these last 3 minutes.
I'll tell you, he's having no such trouble. Cracker, she's had a fantastic game. Pops in free throw there. And now Bendigo out with a little buffer, and time started to go against Adelaide just in the slightest. 3 minutes left, 75 plays 68. Turner can't go all the way in. Willoughby up for the rebound. Wilson took a hit. And she's still down on the floor, Ali Wilson. Every Adelaide player getting around the ref right now. And now both teams in the bonus. So crucial stages in this game. Ali Wilson still feeling that hit. She's as tough as they come. Apologies, not both teams in the bonus, just the Lightning. We'll get some free throws, but
Bourne has finished so well from that spot, just above the dunker circle. She's been really efficient. Back to a 5-point game.
Cracker now. Into Griffin. And Turner hits the deck. And it's the 5th foul for Brianna Turner. So she has to sit for the rest of this game. 2.5 minutes left. A team down by 5. So Adelaide have to run with a bit of a smaller lineup for the rest of this game without their rebounding machine. You can see there, 5 next to her name. Willoughby still with the 4. Samuels and Wilson on 3 each for the Spirit. Brianna Turner bows out for the night with 3 points and 11 rebounds to go with 4 assists. Griffin at the line, misses the first.
Adelaide have to block out. They have to get a body. If Griffin misses, they can't afford any second chance score, or yeah, second chance shots.
Willoughby now pushes the pace. They need to go, Adelaide. She steps through the defenders. Got fouled on the way in.
That's what they need to do. They need to push the ball, see if they can get an early shot. They don't, you know, 2.5 minutes to go. They don't need a 3 necessarily right now, but they need to make sure they all are aware of the clock and the score. So it was a good push by Willoughby. Clock stops, gets herself to the foul line.
Knocks down the first one. You can see her taking all the time in the world. They know how crucial these free throws are in these last 2.5 minutes.
She's an 81% free throw shooter. Makes both.
Where nearly got it taken out of her hands by
They
Ball.
just don't want to be over anxious and foul at all.
We'll be getting close to Griffin. Ali Wilson. Froling. Werung now. Finds the veteran in Griffin. Pops up the shot. It doesn't go down. A crucial offensive rebound, and Froling just gets it snatched out of her hands. No call.
What a great offensive rebound. I mean, she was virtually blocked out, but just the ball, if we can just see here, just was a long rebound. Came into her hands, and she's not happy that she didn't get a call there.
She's still arguing it. Spirit need to get on with things now. Rolling with it. You can see the call there on your screen.
Well, and that's just what Adelaide can't do that. They've got to play smart, straight up defense. They can't send them to the line and have this game won or lost at the free throw line.
So Alicia Froling out there. This is the first one. Every shot counts at this point in time. Probably the most obvious thing I'll ever say, but either way, both free throws go missing. So that could be a big moment in the game if Adelaide can capitalise here. Lauren Mansfield. Been the scoring machine tonight, but I think that pass just came off a foot in the end.
She wanted the ref to make that call a foot call.
Wareham just bounced Willoughby straight off her and went again. Griffin. Ali Wilson. It's getting really physical out there. Griffin finds some space. Can't knock it down. Just wrestles the offensive rebound. Still with it, Kelsey Griffin.
My goodness.
And eventually it ends up with Adelaide. They've got to push. Just over a minute left. They're down by 4. A big 3 would be huge here. It just rattles out. Bendigo get away with one there. Wareham now. To Wilson.
Bendigo need to use the clock. Smart plays here. Good passes. Whereas Adelaide they can't foul.
Oh.
Yes.
Great defense there. Cracker just shoved her out of the way. 54 seconds left here.
So both teams are in the bonus situation. Yeah, good anticipation, but both teams are in bonus situation, so they don't need a 3, Adelaide. They can certainly afford to get a quick 2, though. They need to attack the rim, see if they can get themselves to the line and stop the clock at the same time. And then come up with a stop and do the same thing, and then we're into overtime, Julia.
Can you believe it?
Simple equation.
Oh, the Lightning probably are sick of overtime by now. They've experienced it twice this season. And you can see why a win is so crucial for each team. A tough run coming up for the Spirit. Southside, Sydney, Melbourne, and Townsville. So,
oh my goodness, there's just no easy games as we saw in the game before, and then this game. Nothing's easy in this competition.
6th versus 7th. You can see Adelaide, they've got a pretty tough run as well. Melbourne, and then the Caps, who really bullish after a win tonight. Southside and Sydney up in their next 4 games. But what's the plan here from Nat Hurst? Is she drawing up a play? Is she just giving some encouraging words? What's the feel?
No, I think she'd be drawing up a quick hitter, as I said, and then, you know, you've got to make sure that you attack, see if you can get yourself to the foul line if you don't score, and then defensively she would be saying this is what we need to do. But everybody, every single player on the court, both offense and defense, need to know the score and the time. Do we need a 3? Do we need to use the shot clock? It's so important at this stage of the game and this closeness of the game.
So here we go, sideline ball here for the Lightning. They're down by 4, 54 seconds left in this game. Lauren Mansfield's hit 7 triples. This time she gives it away to Brazel, who gets running and banks it in.
Great play, really good, quick shot. Only took about 6 seconds off the clock. 2-point ball game, another timeout now.
It's getting really angsty out there, and a great move, I think, to set up Brazel for that one. I think a lot of the Bendigo defenders would have been covering Mansfield and ball A's, but Brazel able to get free and convert a crucial basket.
So now they'll just be talking about defensively again. Nobody has any fouls to give, so yes, you want to be up and in and be disruptive, but you can't afford to foul, so it might mean taking that half step off and playing just a little bit more conservatively. You know, call out switches, talk, help, and then if a shot goes up, you want it to be contested and you want to block out. And so for the Spirit, well, they're drawing up a play now. And, you know, they'll have set what they want to do in this offensive play phase. And then they'll know what they want to do defensively as well, because 48 seconds, a lot can happen in that time.
Such an interesting game playing out right before our eyes.
So they've elected not to advance the ball. They want to use a little bit more of the clock. You can see Adelaide up in full court pressure.
Not giving an inch. Wilson guarded by Willoughby. 44 seconds left. Bendigo looking to eat as much time off the clock as they can. Oh, and there's vintage Wilson and Griffin.
Such a great play. All the eyes were on Ali Wilson as she was cutting across, potentially using a double screen, and just a nice little fake and backdoor cut by Griffin. That is experience. Kelly Wilson to Kelsey Griffin.
39-year-old combines with 26-year-old vet. Take a look at it here. Perfect action there. Griffin ditches the basket. It pays off. Her team up by 4. 36 seconds left. We're back in a timeout. It's still winnable here for Adelaide, as we know, though, Laurie. 4 points, 36 seconds. It's a pretty gettable equation.
Well, it is. Again, they need a quick hitter, a quick drive to the basket. Either foul, hopefully, finish it, or draw fouls, clock stops. And then again, it'll be tight defensively, but you know, the Spirit, they need to then control the ball. Adelaide then need to be in the passing lanes, up and in. And if necessary, when I say know the clock and the score, then they'll have to foul straight away, depending how long it takes them to get a score on this possession.
They do a net ball. I'm surprised to see that.
That was a lot of information I just gave.
We love all the tactical knowledge here in the WNBL, though. There's so many situations that can play out. In just 36 seconds. Mansfield with the hot hand goes up against Kelly Wilson. And gets fouled and the out one! Clutch play from Lauren Mansfield.
How did that find its way into the basket? Kelly Wilson was doing everything she could to stop Mansfield. And Mansfield, and that's just such a good point to, you know, get the ball up, just release it somehow. It might go in, but I hope she's okay.
Just getting up Ginger after that. She's put everything on the line tonight for her team, Lauren Mansfield.
Just let's have a look at this. As she's going down, she flicks it up.
And you can see Kelly Wilson just say, what?
So again, and only, you know, not that many seconds came off the clock.
And Mansfield knocks it down. Adelaide back within a point. 30 seconds left. Mansfield limping towards the bench. She won't mind. She's got 27 points this game. The Lightning back within 1. After the game's been so quick, Laurie, it now feels like it's going at a snail's pace, and
yes,
it's just completely changed the tempo, and you can see why it's been so close throughout this entire game.
Well, the big thing for the Lightning now is to not allow the Spirit a 3-point shot, because if they score a 3-point shot, that will put it out of reach. Even if they just score a 2-point shot, then that means Adelaide still will have the chance to come down and shoot a 3 themselves. But ideally, you want to get a complete stop. Spirit will be trying to chew away some of that clock, and so that it doesn't give the Lightning, if they miss it, much of an opportunity to go back and score.
What do you think the Spirit look to here? Is it KG 23 again? Are they looking at a Wilson or a Cracker? There's so many options out there for them. Let's see what they've got in store here. They've gone with the baseline yet again. Trying to chew up as much time as they can, the Spirit. It's with Wilson of the alley variety, and now Kelly. What can she do with ball in hand this time? She's double teamed, she needs some help. Allie Wilson just gets there in time, finds some space, kicks it out to Cracker. Oh, and that's exactly what the Bendigo Spirit need!
And that's the worst thing that could happen to Adelaide.
Mansfield just needs to pump up a shot. Bourne elects to do so, and that falls short. And Merritt Cracker has just won the game for the Bendigo Spirit. What a clutch shot!
Well, Adelaide really took a gamble on trying to double the ball early on with Kelly Wilson in her hands, and they were able to find a ways and means to find Cracker wide open at the line. And what an amazing victory for the Bendigo Spirit over the Adelaide Lightning.
They're back on the winners list. They've had a really gritty performance tonight here at Geelong Arena. Adelaide pushed them to the absolute limit. But at the end of the night, it's the Bendigo Spirit 81 getting the job done over the Adelaide Lightning 77. What an incredible game we witnessed. Laurie Chiswick, a variety of different paces, great skill on show. And at the end, the Spirit get the win.
Oh, well, full credit to the Spirit, but you just have to feel for Adelaide. Another. So now this is in their last 5 games, they've lost games by less than 5 points. I mean, that's at some stage that's just got to take its toll on players mentally, and how do you keep coming back? How do you keep lifting from these close losses? But there we see the smile on Bendigo's faces. It's great to see that they took it to Geelong, and we know Geelong's a real basketball hub, and wow, they're happy, and they deservedly so should be.
And no wonder why Merritt Cracker's happy. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, including the game-winning 3. And it's a different story in the Adelaide huddle, all those somber faces, but Merritt Cracker, what a clutch shot at the end.
Well, and that's what I said at the beginning of that, timeout, that the one shot they couldn't afford to give was a 3-point shot, but they did gamble. They took a chance to try and double, but Bendigo just were too good to find that open player and move it around.
Let's take a look at the highlights from an action-packed fourth term. It really was an arm wrestle. 26 points Adelaide had and Bendigo had 24, so it was super close. Merritt Cracker with the winning 3 in the end, but throughout the fourth period, you really couldn't tell who was going to win this game. It was quite evenly poised, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, it was close throughout, and there was some great individual efforts. There were some great team efforts defensively. I thought both teams were under immense pressure in their shot selection and to score, and the closeness of the game. We called it very early that they match up really well against each other, and so that's the sort of game. But that play there to me was just a great. It was drawn up well. It was executed well. And the experience, the 2 most experienced players on the court combined for that all-important basket.
I reckon there's a few contenders for our top plays of the week just in that package alone. There's so many clutch baskets. The Mansfield one falling over, Griffin and Wilson combining, and then Cracker with the winning 3. And we take a look at the full-time stats, and Bendigo Spirit shooting at a pretty good clip. They didn't need the 3-point percentage, even though Lauren Mansfield lit it up at the other end. They get the win. Just.
Well, you can see very even stats right throughout, as we would expect. Assists similar, rebounds very similar. Probably Lightning will look at the free throws and think they should have gone to the line perhaps a little bit more, 13 compared to 21. But overall, highly entertaining game for some hopefully brand new fans down in Geelong.
You can see them all racing out to the floor to get the signatures. That's great scenes out there. And as we look at the top scorers, we've talked about Merritt Cracker's game, but a big shout out to Lauren Mansfield. She did everything she could for the Lightning tonight, top scorer with 28.
Well, you can't say enough about her leadership and her 3-point shooting, and just the way she went about leading her team tonight. She was fantastic, as was Izzy Bourne in the way she, went into the key, shot the 3, but Cracker, I mean, we talked about her right from, I'm pretty sure she scored the first basket of the game and then scored the last basket of the game to get her team over the line, and it was really good to see her, what she was able to bring to the game tonight.
And Izzy Bourne's 25 points is a career high for her, and as we mentioned, great scenes out on the floor. You mentioned there's a lot of new fans out there. It's not often we get hoops down in Geelong, but you can see why. They absolutely love it. We should get definitely more games there. But let's focus on the games to come. Thank you for joining us on 9 Now. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. We certainly enjoyed presenting it to you. And at the end of 4 quarters, it was Bendigo securing victory over Adelaide by 4 points. On behalf of myself, Julia Montesano, Laurie Chiswick, and our amazing production team.